to Red Boots and Heels.
I'm Boots.
And I'm Heels. Well, you made it back.
I did, and Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to you too.
And Happy New Year, everybody.
To you guys. Oh my goodness. Speaker of the House, McCarthy is in.
Right.
You know what? I just have one thing to say. Hope that he makes good on the promises that he made.
Right.
Number one for me is purging, Congress of these crazies like Schiff, Swalwell, I always say his name wrong, Swalwell and Omar. I hope that happens.
Well, I am not going to speak any kind of negativity over anything.
Yeah, it's a new year.
Gonna. It's
Is that
a New
Year resolution?
It's a New Year's resolution. I'm very hopeful.
Okay,
I'm very
you've
hopeful.
already failed at that. Okay.
I know, right? Okay.
Apologize in advance.
You know me. I'm very hopeful that the concessions that the 20 fought for and were agreed to will actually stick, and that that the Republicrats will actually stand good on their promise to talk about things like the border and term limits and things that in the past were completely off the table, that they would not discuss. And these were some of the things that the 20 made the demand. Look, we will not agree to this speaker until our constituents say they agree to discuss these matters and bring these to the table.
Well, I'm thankful for that. I mean, it went over multiple days and 15 rounds. And I mean, literally, because when they gather together in the past, nothing's really getting
nothing
done.
had gotten done. So hopefully this is a change.
Yeah.
Hopefully this is a wake-up call for the McConnells in the Rhino Party, and hopefully they will see that this group of people that were elected to speak for us actually are demanding that.
Yeah, we can only hope. I mean,
we can only hope.
I mean, term limits being at the top of my list, that needs to happen.
It's got to happen.
We cannot have these,
terrible
100-year-old people in there just making a career.
No.
These career
we
politicians.
We can't have the McConnells and the Lindsey Grahams and the people that they get so blindsided by power and making deals that they completely sell out America. We can't have that.
Well, it's been a deal-making America for a very, very long time, and I don't know. In 2023, I mean, we need to be hopeful. We need to be hopeful and just stay united and do the best that we can do. Yeah.
And this doesn't mean that we give up on doing our job and our part of contacting these elected officials and demanding accountability. That's what we have to do. That is our part, and we need to stay diligent in that, folks. This is just nothing but a very, very small victory among large victories that have to be fought, and we have to keep with it. One thing that I hope that we stick with and that we're able to agree on last night is that our congressmen have at least 72 hours to go over a bill before it's voted on. I mean, like the omnibus spending bill that, throwing away hundreds of billions of dollars, and these people that we've elected didn't even have time. Before they forced a vote and had this shoved down their throat, they were not even able to go over this spending bill and dissect it.
Yeah.
And hopefully that's one of the things that they had to agree upon. I know that was one of the things that the 20 were asking for.
I mean, I'm a speed reader, but I don't think I could read, 4,000 pages
4,000
overnight.
pages of
seriously, they promised to take care of us. They promised to focus on us. They promised to make those choices, and they're the ones. It's their job to make sure that the things in those bills are good for America, and that's not happened in the past. And right on down to this last one. So,
and I have to say, shame on you, Tom Cotton, and shame on you, John Bozeman, for, as usual, showing that you do not have the interest of the common American at heart.
Well, and that's not surprising, though.
No.
I mean, over the years, that's not surprising.
No.
I mean, we have so much of that needs to be purged. I mean, I really wish, well, not the real purge, but but in reality, I wish that we could just go. I mean, I almost want to just throw up, just get rid of,
just clean out, completely clean house and start fresh.
Yeah, well, how do you do that?
Well, they've made it to where you really can't. And that's the whole point. That's the whole point with term limits. And that's the whole point also with looking at your neighbor. If you have a neighbor that's educated and that is willing to stand up for America, you know what? Run for office.
Yeah.
Run for office. I, for one, wish this girl would run for office. But, run for office. The common American The common American, you don't have to be a lawyer. You don't have to be anything, but be a good American. Run for office. Start local.
Yeah, have conversations too.
Right.
Quit being such a weenie about having a conversation with somebody that you're going to be, you're going to offend somebody. Have these conversations. I mean, that's what we do. We've collected a lot of haters, and we've collected a lot of people that care about us, but we still have the conversations. We're not afraid to get in the ditch and do the actual work.
And I've even had some really strong conversations the past few days about this Speaker of the House issue, because I strongly backed the 20 and what they stood for. And I had good Republican friends of mine that didn't seem to understand what the issue was. They bought the Kool-Aid, drank the Kool-Aid, and thought, these people were just troublemakers and trying to hold things up. Well, they were holding things up for a reason, because they wanted some agreement that issues that were important to the common everyday American were heard.
You mean you dared to go against the popular vote for a moment?
I dared to go against the popular vote.
I mean, and that's what's happened in the past, is people just go get somebody in,
Right.
and they don't really look at the options. That's why you and I do so much about going to our local venues whenever there's candidates, that are
Trying to learn.
choices and what have you, to try to learn the candidates. And we preach on that all the time. You got to get out on a local level, as you said earlier, and then you've got to, it's from within and then spread that out. I mean, you really do have to.
And actually, this discourse that everybody had with the 20, that is how it's supposed to be. Mm-hmm. That's how you have conversations.
That's a debate.
That is a debate.
Okay.
That is a debate.
What a real debate is.
And that is how you come to agreements, and that is how you get things done. Sometimes you have to get dirty, and sometimes you have to fight it out.
Absolutely. Did you hear Gates' speech when he nominated Trump for Speaker of the House? Now, okay, so, there's all
no matter how you think.
There's all kinds of mixed confusion on that. But what I did love about his speech is that every single word about what Trump did while he was in office was true. And it just,
was true.
It absolutely 100% statistically proven, okay, that every word that he said, every single one of those stats were true.
Were true. The statistics backs up what he said.
That's 100%.
Like him or not.
Yeah, like him or not, the stats were true.
He was not incorrect. It was pretty awesome.
And
pretty
he's I love how he speaks too. He's a well-versed speaker. He really is. He just gets in there and he's able to say nitty-gritty stuff in a way that is still got class to it, and I really like that.
Right,
I really like that speech. So that was really
you don't see that often these days, especially with me.
Well, yeah, okay. I wasn't going to bring that up. So how was your trip to Colorado? I mean,
it was good. It was good. It was
just of year to go.
Yeah,
I know you sent me film of you being on the road, and I mean in a blizzard. By the way,
in a blizzard. It was a short weekend, and honestly, people said, why didn't you just fly? Well, you can't really trust the airlines to get you there and get you home these days. So, I'm a girl that just takes things in my own hand. And I just drove out for a weekend. It was awesome. It was nice to just go have a nice dinner and get right back and then come right back to doctor's appointments and then go to work. But I'm all about it.
No surprise there. You drove to Sturgis by yourself on a motorcycle, all the way from Arkansas. So I don't think it'd be surprising to anyone, even our viewers at this point, that you would make that trip in the dead of winter.
I do these things.
In a car.
Yeah, I do these things.
Yeah, she does do these things. I'm constantly worried about you, okay? I'm tired of it. But anyway, it's so good to have you back. I really don't like flying solo. I mean, it's much better when it's the both of us to have this discussion.
And I've missed it because I love the discussions. All of my friends that know me well know that and they probably get really sick of it, of my political discussions. So here we are right back at it.
Yep. Okay, so this week we have Richard Barnett that's going into trial. His trial starts on the 9th. He's one of the January 6th.
Man.
I know.
God bless this man.
I mean, I'm wanting just to say to all the viewers out there, please pray for him. As we've been praying all along for all the J6ers, please pray for him this week that
he for him.
Has some kind of, something go in his favor, because they actually put on another charge right at the last minute. This is the same tactic that they used on Perna. Matthew Perna, as you guys all remember.
I didn't think that they could really do that.
Well, they did it, and they've been doing it, and that is exactly why Mr. Perna, it just was too much for him, and and we did an article on him earlier, and he committed suicide over it. He just couldn't take it anymore. There are so many people in that jail that are struggling to live. Even they're being beaten daily. They're being shackled,
deprived their medication.
They are.
I mean, just
human
goes
basic
on and on.
rights.
And for those of you that aren't aware, pray for Ashley Babbitt's mother.
Yeah, absolutely.
She was arrested yesterday for jaywalking.
Yeah,
jaywalking. Okay. Yeah. After BLM, Antifa, all these people have burned down cities, blocked every highway and city street you can think of, pulling people out of their cars, beating them, whatever the case may be. She, as typically she does, has been participating in a peaceful protest, wanting her daughter's name to not be forgotten.
Absolutely.
And she goes and she places a flower, on a memorial, and she was arrested for jaywalking, if you can imagine.
I mean, they're making up the rules as they go, and something like that should wake America up.
I'm saying jaywalking for one is jaywalking for all. If she's going to be arrested for jaywalking, then there needs to be a lot of arrests made. For years, we heard from different social groups and people of color and whatnot about the two-tier justice system, and we didn't really want to believe it because a lot of people never experienced that. Now the common American that doesn't fall into the percentile of that part of our social group is experiencing that and sees what can happen to you. And I just want to say, I don't care who you are or how you believe, but injustice is injustice.
Yeah.
And a loss of liberty, for one, is a loss of liberty for all. And I've said this for years.
Yes.
We have to pay attention. And just because you don't like someone or you don't like their stance on something or whatever, or you have a misunderstanding of who they are because you aren't on the same thought process, a loss of liberty is never good. It's never good, people. It can happen to anyone. So, yeah.
Yeah, that and complacency and just giving up and saying it's okay because it's not me. People are just not wanting to get involved in anything. And they're saying, as long as it's not directly affecting me, do you have any idea how much it really is affecting you?
And you need to have a voice about it because at some point in time, it's going to be your friends, your family, your children, your grandchildren, your nieces and your nephews. So pay attention and get involved.
Rally for transparency this year. We don't have anything to show us even where all the billions of dollars went. Nothing. Even for the aid to Ukraine, as I spoke about last week. We don't even have that. We don't have, still to this day, no idea where these monies go.
Right.
I mean, you've got $89 billion for humanitarian crisis for Ukraine refugees, but it also states in there for other countries that it's impacted, and still to this day they've not named a country that money went to.
Right. It's it's like an open-ended check with no accounting. One thing that the 20 are asking for and demanding was no continuing to raise the debt ceiling. It has to stop.
Get our economy
The inflation
in check.
has to stop. Our economy has to get in check. And that is also one thing that the 20 had on the table to put an end to. You can't just keep doing this.
Yeah. Things have got to change. I mean, don't you get a receipt when you simply just go to the grocery store and make a grocery list? I mean, don't we look at our receipt? We want to know what's in it.
Aren't you angry when you get that ping on your phone that says that someone has gotten into your bank account and has stolen your money out of your bank account? Doesn't that anger you? Don't you call the bank to the carpet and say, I demand to know where my money went because someone stole my money? Well, why aren't you doing that with these politicians that are stealing your money?
And it's not just $500 or $600, okay? We're talking about $89 billion and billions and trillions of dollars. And it's leaving our country, and no one's telling us to what it is doing.
And there are no receipts for the money.
I want a receipt, people. I mean,
show us the receipt.
Are we being demanding enough?
I love it.
Anyway, you know what? I'm like you. I'm going to just be hopeful.
We're going to be hopeful.
I've got resolutions that I want to do this year. I used to say I'm not going to ever make a resolution because I always fail at it. I mean, I really do. I never seem to.
This is a resolution that I think we can make and we can really strive to keep.
That's exactly right. You know, now this one is not a problem because from a political spectrum, we know where we stand, and there's no way, because our personalities wouldn't permit it, for us to ever in any way stop being unified and stop having these conversations with you. So we're definitely going to continue to do that. You have anything else you want to add to today?
Not really. I'm hungry.
Oh my gosh, I'm hungry too. You know, we ought to get out of here and go support one of our local restaurants.
I think let's go eat.
Talking about that. Okay, folks, so we just want to say it one more time. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, and God bless America.
And God bless America. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.